Hey Lifer Tribe, welcome to VlogMas Day 2, living life with your girl Stae Hall. And if you're new to the channel, welcome, and thank you so much for being here. And since you're here, please consider hitting that subscribe button and becoming a permanent part of this Lifer Tribe. Now y'all know it's VlogMas and your girl is gonna give you some vlog-ish type of content. I haven't been doing a whole lot of vlogging over the past several months, but we will have some vlogs in here and there. But you know, my passion, my heart is about educating and helping people reach the level of success they desire and deserve, whether it's professionally or personally. And I'm all about those soft skills and emotional intelligence. So keeping everything in the Christmas spirit, I just thought that we would talk about 10 different things that you should avoid during the holiday season to make sure that you are operating with top-notch soft skills and emotional intelligence. So let's just jump into it, because whether you knew it or not, there are always do's and don'ts for everything. And saying things like, that's just how I am, or I didn't mean any harm, or I'm just gonna do what I wanna do, that's not cool. So number one, and I'm gonna be looking down on my phone because I have these written down because I did not wanna miss any, because I feel like they're just that important. I'm getting tongue-tied, but they're just that important. Is that something tongue-tied? Like, say that 10 times fast. They're just that important. Yeah, that was difficult. But anyway, number one, arriving without a host gift. I cannot reiterate enough how important it is to not show up to someone's home empty-handed when they have invited you in, probably to partake in a meal, some drinks, they've opened their home to you, they have spent their time getting their home nice and comfy and cozy and welcoming. The least you could do, even if they say don't bring anything, which has been an unpopular opinion. When I mentioned this on TikTok, people were like, well, if people tell you don't bring anything, you shouldn't bring anything because that could be insulting as well. Well, I'm not telling you that you should come with a whole casserole or a slab of ribs. I'm saying show up with a nice bottle of wine. Show up with a nice candle. It was also told to me when I said I usually take, in the summertime, I take a bouquet of flowers and some wine. In the wintertime, I usually take a bottle of wine and a candle. That's just my preference. But someone jumped in my comments and was like, well, some people are allergic to flowers and you can't. Look, don't think into it too deep. Don't be that analytical of it. Just show up with something. Don't go to people's houses empty-handed. And I'm going to stand on that till the day I die. It's just not proper. My son was here, one of my sons, my middle son, was here for Thanksgiving, and he was going somewhere. After he left here, he had been invited somewhere else for dessert. And so he was like, all right, I'm going to head over there for dessert. And he's like, oh, I forgot to stop and get something. Mom, do you have anything that I can take over there to give them? I was so proud of that child. I'm like, yes, your mama taught you right. And we went, mama has her little stash in the pantry, and got a nice candle for him to take. So don't go to people's houses empty-handed no matter what they say. And don't always be the one to volunteer to bring the plates or the cutlery when they do ask you to bring something. Don't do that. And if you don't cook, order something. Get it catered. All right, enough of that. Can y'all tell I'm real passionate about that one? Number two, don't criticize the meal. Whether it's the family dinner that your sister is hosting, or you're going to your best friend's house, or your significant other has invited you to spend time with their family, don't be asking people, did you make this dressing from scratch, or is that cornbread mix? Did you make those greens from scratch, or are they from the can? It's none of your business. Don't be that one saying, oh, if you don't make your macaroni and cheese from scratch or use Velveeta, then don't even invite me over. Well, guess what? I won't. The holidays are not about critiquing people's culinary skills. It is about enjoying and sharing and being grateful. If you need everything made from scratch, if you need your macaroni and cheese with Velveeta, which I don't even understand that because that's not even real cheese, it's not even real food. Yeah, I said it. But if you have those kind of preferences, then make your own meal at home, inviting people to come and spend the holiday with you. But don't go to somebody else's house criticizing the meal and asking a bunch of questions about how it was prepared. If it does not look like it's going to be something that's appetizing to you, then don't eat it. Only put the things on your plate that you're comfortable eating. But don't ask all those questions and be criticizing somebody else's skills, because that's not cool and that's not what the holidays are about. Number 3, bringing uninvited guests. The holidays are busy and expensive enough. If people have invited you over and they have not given you that option for a +1, a +2, a +3, then don't bring anybody, even if that person knows them or whatever. Just hope that they were invited by the host. People prepare for a certain number of people, and sometimes people have certain people that they like to hang out with at certain times. Don't take it upon yourself just to bring people. And if you have been offered a +1, a +1 is a +1. Don't come with your whole crew and say, oh, well, they said I can bring somebody. Somebody, not somebody's. It's just not cool. You don't know what they were planning for. And if that person wasn't already invited, then maybe there was a reason. So just be respectful. And if you were invited, you accept that invitation and you go with the people who are on your invitation. All right, let's see. Number 5, overstaying your welcome. Don't go somewhere and think that you are going to park there all day and all night. Don't go somewhere and drink too much and fall asleep. Don't go somewhere and think that you have to watch every single football game that's going to be on TV that day. Because just because someone invited you to their home doesn't mean it was an invitation for you to be on the lease. They're inviting you over for a visit. In my opinion, 3 to 4 hours top. People have been preparing sometimes for days, a lot of times waking up early in the morning, getting food together. They're tired. They don't feel like entertaining you to the wee hours of the morning. Now, if this is somewhere where you typically stay a long time, it's a family member's house and that's just how y'all get down and you have your room upstairs, or you know you're always welcome to cop a squat on the couch, and it's not a problem, then I'm not talking about you. Because I have several friends and family members who know when they come here, especially if they're driving a long way, you know, if they live over in Dallas and they're driving all the way here to Fort Worth, you don't have to go back home. But what I'm saying is, if you don't have that type of relationship, if you don't already have that understanding, don't think that every party is going to go on to the break of dawn. Carry your behind home at a decent hour. If something starts at 2 o'clock, you should not be still at those people's houses at 9 o'clock in the evening. I don't care who else is there. You carry yourself home. I learned back when I was a kid, I was told, don't wear out your welcome, because I guarantee you, if you do, you won't be invited again. Let's see, where are we at? Number 6, oversharing or stirring up controversial topics. Why do people decide at family gatherings, at friend gatherings, or whatever, that's the time when we need to bring up the most controversial topics or start digging in the crate and bringing up stuff that happened back in 1976? The holidays are times to enjoy and be happy. Don't bring up things that are going to stir up mess, as the old folks used to say. And I realize more and more when I say that kind of stuff, I am the old folks, and I am also a grandma now, so people can go around saying, like my grandma said, and they'll be talking about me. Who thought? Who would have ever thought? But anyway, don't do that. Don't bring up those topics. A lot of times you have mixed groups of people, some family, some friends. Every conversation isn't for everybody. You want to steer away from things like the political environment, things that are going on in religion. Those just aren't the times to have those conversations. Those conversations should be had with certain groups of people, certain individuals at certain times, but it's not always for everybody. And we want to have a good time. You never want to bring up things that could cause an argument or cause someone to be triggered or cause someone to feel ashamed or cause people to feel like they have to defend themselves. Again, with certain groups of people where those kind of conversations are acceptable and you've done it time and time again, to each their own, but not in mixed group during the holidays when people were just trying to enjoy and relax. Because the last thing you want is for somebody to feel like they don't want to be around and ruin their holiday because you decided to bring up a topic that isn't appropriate at the time. Let's just stick to the basics. Let's stick to the fun things. If you want to go down memory lane, then only talk about the happy memories. There is no need to dredge up the one Christmas that such and such brought their girlfriend and the ex-wife showed up. Like, I just made that up off the top of my head, but you know what I mean. Don't bring up that kind of stuff. It's not fun. All right, let's see. Number 7, failing to RSVP or showing up late. So that's pretty much along the same lines as bringing the uninvited guests. RSVPs are there for a reason. People want to know, are you going to be there and how many of you are going to be there, because I want to plan. So if there is an RSVP, you need to use that. And if something changes, you need to contact that host to let them know, I'm coming, but my +1 won't be able to make it. Or unfortunately, I ended up with the flu, don't want to come and get anybody else sick, I can't make it. And some things do happen and they're emergencies, and I understand they might be last minute, but if all possible, still let the host know because they are preparing for you. On that same note, don't ignore the RSVP and then think that you can just show up. Look, I sent an RSVP, you didn't show up, I didn't plan for you. But if a person would do that, people would think that they were rude. But it's also rude to just ignore the RSVP. There is a reason why they are being sent out. And if you RSVP and say that you're coming, come at a decent time. If it starts at 4, don't show up at 6. That's not cool. This thing about wanting to be fashionably late and wanting to make your entrance or not wanting to get there early because you don't want to have to help, that's not cool. But I also don't believe in showing up super early either, unless you were asked to come early, because for me, I like to have everything done before my guests arrive. And a lot of times I use every second to be ready. But if you've ever come to my house, you know you're not helping me do anything. All the food is prepared, it's ready, but I need my time to get that done. That's how I prefer to do things. So it's uncomfortable for me when people show up at my house super early, because now I feel like in the midst of doing all of this, I still have to entertain you. And I usually don't get dressed and everything until everything is done. So now it's quite possible that I have to just leave you sitting while I excuse myself to go get dressed. So don't show up super late. Don't show up super early. Don't ignore the RSVP. Let's see, where are we at? Number 8. Taking without asking. Do not just start packing up your to-go containers without asking. You don't know what people have planned for those leftovers. Some people are planning to take the leftovers to people who maybe couldn't show up because they were sick, or maybe there are people in their family who are not mobile and able to make it. Some people plan on donating their leftovers to a homeless shelter or taking plates to people who are less fortunate, especially during the holidays. Don't do that. And also, if you get somewhere and you're leaving well before the event is over and everybody may not have even shown up or had time to eat, that's unfair for you to start taking food away, because again, people plan for a certain amount of people and maybe there's just enough food where there won't be that many leftovers. So it's always best to get an understanding with the host and get permission from the host before you start packing stuff up, unless they have specifically asked you, please take it, we have plenty. In that case, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with taking the to-go plate. You just need to have a clear understanding that that's okay to do, because you don't know what their plans are. All right, number 9. Don't be glued to your telephone the whole time that you're at somebody's house for an event. It's rude. It makes it seem as if whatever is going on there is not interesting enough to hold your attention. It makes people feel awkward when they're trying to have conversations with you. It also is very frustrating when you're trying to be a part of the conversation, but you're on your daggone phone so much you have to keep saying, oh, what did y'all say? What did you say? What I missed? I didn't hear that. Stay off your phone. Sorry, that was an alarm. I got a lot of stuff going on here. But stay off your phone, which is so funny because I'm on my phone and I have my laptop over here, but I'm not at a social gathering, even though I am talking to y'all. So I definitely apologize for that, but I got a lot going on. But don't stay on your phone. It's distracting. Be present. Enjoy the moment. Whatever's on your phone can wait. Whatever it is that's trending on TikTok will still be there once you leave the event. Last but not least, number 10, neglecting to show gratitude. Always say thank you to your host. Thank you for having me. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for sharing your home with me, because they don't have to do it. And that's something I think that a lot of people forget. They show up and then it's like, hey y'all, what's going on? You know, let's have a good time. But you forget to say thank you. And those two little words mean a lot. People like to know that the things that they are doing have been appreciated by the people who they're sharing it with. And especially during the holiday seasons, it should be more about giving than taking. And if all you can give is a simple word of gratitude, always be sure to do that. Say thank you. It goes a long way, and it makes people really feel good about what they've done. And it makes them feel appreciated. And who doesn't want to feel appreciated? So, as always, I hope that something that I said gave you a little insight, gave you a couple of tips and tricks. I mean, I know my Lifer Tribe. You guys are already abiding by all these rules. But I do this content because you may know somebody who could use a little proper etiquette, soft skills, and emotional intelligence coaching, but you don't feel comfortable telling them that. Just share the video with them and let me do it, because clearly I don't mind. But all jokes aside, y'all, thank you so much for joining me on VlogMas Day 2. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and then hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single day of VlogMas, because I promise I will be throwing some vlogs in here, but you're going to get a whole lot of knowledge as well. As always, I love and appreciate each and every one of you to bits and pieces, and you know the drill. Always be kind and love one another, but don't forget to live your life. LYFE. Love yourself first explicitly. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye. And by the way, this video, it was sponsored by iSalt. So please go to www.isaltforyou.com and register to get your online virtual soft skills and emotional intelligence courses. How could I forget that? Bye, y'all. Happy holidays. I'll see you tomorrow.